Hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for Let's Talk Temperament. So excited to see each of you. I hope that you had an amazing day today, that it was everything that you hoped it would be, and that if it was not, that you recognize that tomorrow you have another opportunity to meet that goal. So keep pushing, keep striving for it. Tonight, I'm incredibly excited to begin talking to you guys about one of our five temperaments. Tonight, we're going to talk about the choleric. But before we dive into that, I want to just give you a quick reminder of the things that we've discussed already. For instance, we want to talk to you about what temperament is. Temperament are the needs, traits, and tendencies that make us who we are. It's simply that. So, one of the cool things about temperament is it helps to tell us why we respond and react to things the way that we do. Last week, I got an opportunity to share with you guys about the three specific areas that temperament presents itself in. The first was in inclusion, which is normally a social area. This is the area where we need to establish and maintain surface relationships with people through socialization. The second area is control. Control is our decision making process. This is the area in which we need to maintain relationships in respect to control and power. And the third area that temperament presents is affection, the need to establish relationships with others regarding the area of love and affection. And affection can range from wanting love and affection from everyone to no one. So, the really great thing about these areas, inclusion, control, and affection, is each temperament, looks different based on what area we're talking about. So tonight I'm going to talk to you guys about the choleric, and I will discuss with you how the choleric looks in each of those three areas. So our cholerics are our get it done people. Yes, they want it done. They want it done right, yes, but they want to get it done. They are the people who are going to come into the room and say, hey, what is the issue? What is the task? How are we going to get this thing moving? How are we going to get it done? Cholerics are people who are characterized by a need to kind of dominate and control situations and sometimes people. They tend to be extroverted people. They're task oriented, very charming. They're people motivators, but at times they can be cruel. They can be a little mean. Normally, if you see that side of a choleric, that means that the things that they need are not being met in healthy ways, or they're not being met at all. So that would be one of the things to think about if you are seeing your choleric is starting to be a little bit, a little mean, a little cruel. Okay. And a way to reach your choleric would be with honor and recognition. Cholerics love to be recognized, especially if they have just done a very hard task. Let's just say they put on an amazing presentation or whatever the situation may be. They are the temperament type that likes to hear someone say, hey, way to go on that. That was great. We really loved it. They love that type of feedback. So the warm and fuzzies for a choleric would be to give them honor and recognition. All right. So I'm going to break down for you what they look like in a social setting, what they look like in a control setting, meaning a decision-making area, and what they look like as it relates to affection. Okay. So in a social setting, cholerics like to be the initiators. They want they want to be the one to invite you. Okay. But they are not the ones that want to be invited per se. So for example, you might see a person at work or at church or at whatever social situation that you're in. They're always buzzing around the room. They're talking. They seem really people driven. They're very charming. They're the ones that's sometimes the center of attention in some ways because they're having a great old time. But in fact, they were the ones that actually started the conversation. They were the ones that went and initiated an interaction with someone. However, if you were to approach them they sometimes may come off a little standoffish in a way. And that's because they like to initiate. They want to be the one to approach. They're not really big on being approached. And that's okay. And a good way to think about it too is like, for example, the choleric is the type of person who wants to be the one that plans an event. Hey, you guys want to come and let's go eat some Mexican food tonight. They're the ones that's going to say, let's go and eat. Let's go have dinner. All right. However, you're the one that invites them. They'll be like, well, I'm not sure. I don't know. Because in a social sense, cholerics, they look charming. They look like people. However, they actually are not really big on people. People for cholerics are a means to get what they need done. Remember, they're get it done people. So they know that in order to get something done, in order to meet a goal, to meet a task, to get it worked out, they're going to need people to do it. And so that is the reason why they are initiators. They're very intentional initiators as well. So they're intentional about who they connect themselves with because they know this particular person could help me meet a goal. So that is a choleric in social. Now, in a decision-making setting or the control area, a choleric wants to be the one that's in control over the lives of everyone, as well as a task. They want and need to be in control. That is a part of their wiring. That is a part of their drive. What that looks like is, let's just say that there is a group project that needs to be done, either at work or at school. The choleric is the one that needs to be the leader of that group. They are not very good at being controlled. They don't want to be controlled. They don't want to really be led. So they prefer to be the leader. All right. Now, it could be tough at times because it could seem like, well, someone else wants to lead, or why is it that they feel like they can lead but not be led? That is one of the areas that cholerics sometimes struggle with. And so we often, as counselors, as Christian counselors, will work with them and try to encourage them to, understand the importance of submitting to authority and recognizing the fact that you will not always be able to be the one that is in control. So yes, control can be a difficult thing for a choleric because it's something that they need, but not everybody wants to relinquish control. And then in affection, a choleric shows plenty of affection. They're actually really good at giving love and approval and care and being really amazing with the people that they care about. But they only want to receive affection on their terms. So they have to be kind of in control of things, even into the affection area. They want to be able to pour out how they feel and what they're thinking and how much they love on you or how much they care about you. But if you want to express love and affection and care to a choleric, it has to be done on their terms, meaning the way they like it. So cholerics can be fun and interesting, but they can also be a little bit difficult at times to manage and maintain if you don't know first that they are choleric, and if you don't know that the way they're presenting themselves is through needs, things that they specifically need. So the job of a counselor, for example, would be to help the choleric to understand, okay, we know that you want to be loved and cared for this way, but do you understand that the person that you're with, they need to give love the way that they need to? So it is adjustment. It's an adjustment. Can you change a person's temperament? No, you cannot change a person's temperament, but you can help them to understand areas that they can stretch themselves and work harder on, giving another person space to be who they are while still maintaining who they are. So that is our choleric. So just as a quick little recap, because I don't want to hold you too long, our cholerics are highly charming and they're very personable people, but they don't really like to be around people as often as you may think. Cholerics want to be able to get a task done. They want to meet a goal. They are driven people. So they know in order to get that done, they need other people to do it. And so that's what pushes them out of their world, out of their comfort zone, and pushes them to being that charming, personable person, because it's what it's going to take to get it done for them. They are also, like I said, in the control area, which meaning their willingness to make decisions. They are the type of people who need to be in control. They're great leaders, or they have great leadership capabilities. And that's because of the fact that they are task oriented. It could be a little troublesome for them at times as it relates to their leadership style. That's where their character and their environment and their learned behaviors matter, because how they go about leading their people is really contingent upon, how they live their lives. If they are believers, if they do believe in the Lord, what is their relationship with the Lord? And are they following the principles, and are they following the things that they know that they should be doing? What is right, what is wrong? That all plays a part in how they walk in this control area as it relates to being in charge and leading people. They are great too. Another really cool thing about cholerics, they're really great at choosing people to help them meet their goals. So if you meet a choleric, you're going to meet somebody who's, yes, charming, but they are also really good at seeing the potential that a person has to put them in that right place to get exactly what they need to get done out of them. It could feel a little bit at times as if the choleric is using a person. And this, again, is the reason why they always have to be cognizant of the fact that they shouldn't be using a person. Yes, a person may have a talent, they may have a gift for a specific area, but just like they need them in order to get what they need done, that person may also have specific temperament needs that the choleric has to understand and adhere to as well. And last, just to recap on the affection, they are really great with giving affection. They will pour it on. They have no problem with planning a date or, making it romantic. They can give affection really well. As far as receiving it, though, they struggle there. They struggle because it needs to be on their terms. I wonder, do any of you feel like you know some cholerics? Are any of you cholerics? I know that I've done temperament analysis with quite a few of you who are watching. So are you a choleric? Do you think you know a choleric? Tell me about it in the comments. If you have any questions, let me know. I'd love to be able to answer some of them for you. I do want to say this, and I will say this about each and every temperament. Remember, there is no perfect temperament. We are all fearfully and wonderfully made. So do not feel just because you are a choleric and we just talked about these things that means there's something wrong with you. No, you were made and designed in a way that the Lord says that you're wonderful. So do not question that. If you know a choleric and you think, I think that describes, my person, my friend, my husband, my wife, whatever, great. Don't see it as a negative, because it's not a negative. It means that this person is just crafted and designed in this way. And the Bible says that is good. So if you have any questions, or if you'd like to know more about temperament, or you want to get your temperament analysis done, please feel free to visit our website at creativecounselingnetwork.org. That's creativecounselingnetwork.org. I'll make sure that I put it in the comments. I look forward to seeing you guys actually in 2 weeks. So we will be doing this show every 2 weeks. So we'll be seeing you soon. And when we come back, we will be talking about the melancholy, which is our get it right people. So I cannot wait to see you guys in 2 weeks. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to post a comment, inbox us, or go to our website at creativecounselingnetwork.org. You have a wonderful